Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to another review. This time I want to review a restaurant. Yeah, I've done a store at the beginning of December, and now I'm doing this at the end of December, the restaurant. Because usually I try to do them both in 1 month. I'm literally doing this literally at the last day of December, which technically is the last day what's the last day in general of the New Year's is when I'm doing this. So yeah, I'm literally doing this and all that literally. I'm not even doing this during the day. I'm doing this at night. So it's not New Year's Eve yet. So I'll probably upload this video later. I'll probably do that later. But I will say I do want to make the video at least. So technically it won't be on December probably when it will be uploaded, but I will try to get it uploaded. So and all that. But anywho, guys, if you guys haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1K subs. We're actually getting close to 500 subs, which is literally halfway there. And I appreciate people who are supporting my channel and all that. And you guys may be looking at this video didn't you do a Pizza Hut video already? And doesn't this not look like a re-review? That's because this video is kind of not a re-review. I mean, it is in a certain way. But I'm actually going to be reviewing a different kind of Pizza Hut. Yeah, I'm going to be reviewing a different kind of Pizza Hut. See, I actually had a hard time picking what kind of restaurant I wanted to do this month. That's why, that's why, it took a long time to get to this. Because I thought about doing, maybe a review of Chuck E. Cheese again, because because I've been to the new Chuck E. Cheese's and all that, and I wanted to kind of talk about that. Or I've been to the I've been to the new Chuck E. or I was gonna do a Ruby Tuesday or something. But I have not had a lot of experience with that restaurant. I mean, to be fair, with TJ Fridays I didn't either, but I was at least able to go inside there and get my food and all that. And I guess technically I didn't really get to go, but they were shutting them all down and all that, which I eventually did get to go inside and actually sit down with Delaney. It was actually pretty fun. Ironically, it was the same, it was the night before they actually shut down they started announcing they're going to shut down Party City as well. And they actually are closing down all the Party Cities. At least I heard in the U.S. It sounds like there might be still some in other countries like Mexico and all that. So it sounds like it might be like the Toys R Us situation where they may just shut them down to save money and then open them back up a little at a time or something. I can kind of maybe see them doing that. But I don't know, I'm just shutting them all down and all that. I mean, I don't know, they're not really getting a lot of business. I've heard a lot of people say they are not swamped. They were very slow and all that. Not the service, but the customers and all that weren't coming in and buying stuff, So, but that was ironic how that happened right after I did all that, because that was actually the last time I was going with Delaney. But I'm going to share all this stuff, in for next year in my New Year's video, which will be next, which that actually might get uploaded later, too. I think I'm probably going to upload this one first, try to keep it in order, as long as YouTube will cooperate, because some of my videos have been failing to upload for some reason. But I do want to look at the buffet side of Pizza Hut, because people probably know Pizza Hut, back in the day at least, as their buffets. Now they're they're going to these small, tiny locations and all that. And I kind of want to go back to, talking about mainly the buffet side and kind of, guys, telling you guys my thoughts on it. So let's go ahead and do that. So as you guys know, Pizza Hut, it's also a struggling chain. It's been struggling for a long time, too. They've been shutting down a lot of locations. They've been actually remodeling a lot of them, which is odd because it took them forever to do this. Pizza Hut was actually one of the few places around here. I don't know about other parts of the world, but around here where it took them forever to actually start remodeling the locations. Yeah, it took them forever. I mean, to be fair, I did that with McDonald's. But McDonald's, they were already remodeling all of them before that. If you go back on Google Maps and all that, it'll show they've been remodeling them since the early 2000s and all that. Early to mid 2000s, they've been doing that kind of stuff. But with Pizza Hut and all that, they took forever to actually remodel this stuff. They did. They took forever. Pizza Hut didn't start doing this until towards the end of the and all that. I think it was because they started announcing they were not going to be doing buffets really anymore. They did this back in 2014, which I'm okay, I understand 2020 because of the pandemic why they would stop doing it, but I'm they're going to stop freaking doing this shit in 2014 and all that, I'm I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Yeah, I don't get why the hell they would do that and all that. It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Pizza Hut though, Pizza Hut was, doing all that. So they started by I think it was 2017 or 2018, they started shutting down the Pizza Hut buildings and moving them over. They've been doing that. Yeah, the last classic one in Jeff, they closed it down. I think it was back in 2021, I believe. I can't remember. And they had the last one there. There's still some all over the place because I've been reading too that it sounds like they're trying to go back to the classics. Because that's it's taking away their customers and all that, which I can totally see why. It's not just the buffet; it's the dining room in general. I'm you're basically gonna take away the shit that that drives people to your restaurants in the first place. And I'm I don't get it. I don't get it. But they're still pretty much going to this because a lot of them have closed down. But I do like how, unlike McDonald's, it seems like they're just abandoning the buildings. McDonald's is McDonald's and Burger King, McDonald's more, I've noticed, than Burger King. They tend to just tear their restaurants down and build a cheaper, shittier version of it, next door, and all that. But it seems like Pizza Hut, at least they're keeping the buildings there so people can actually, see it or move into it or something, Instead of just having to build a whole new restaurant. I don't get why they do that. But McDonald's, again, it's not the only one that does this shit. But they are the number one restaurant, I believe, that does this shit. I mean, Burger King's have been doing it too. In St. Louis, they're going to tear down some blue roof Burger Kings and just build ones next to it. Or they're gonna move them somewhere else. So it's not just McDonald's, but yeah, McDonald's is definitely a big part of doing that. But a lot of them in our area, at least, they just remodeled them, and all that. So they didn't just tear them down. I still don't like them remodeling them because they look fucking terrible. But at least they're not tearing them down because they try to pull this shit and say they're trying to change up, they won't, apparently they're not going to let you have, ice cream spoons anymore, to use their special ice cream scoops, because they want to save, plastic and all that, and I'm if you're going to bitch about the environment, which, again, doesn't make any sense for plastic and all that, it's small spoons, just stop tearing down your damn buildings and all that, I'm it's that simple. It's bad enough when you remodel your buildings and make them look very cheap and boring, but when you fucking tear the shit down and build ones next to it, that just makes it worse. But I think they did that shit in Colombia, I believe. I think they tore some down and just built some next to it, but there were some that got remodeled too and all that looked very bad and all that, but Pizza Hut, yeah, Pizza Hut seems to be kind of just like hit or miss. I've seen some that have remodeled. I've been to some with buffets. They've been remodeling them, which where they look cheap, and some they actually don't look. I don't like their gray. I kind of like their red look, but at least they don't look like a cheap looking box. But some of them they have moved out of other buildings and have moved like about what there's one by the mall and all that. They have like the Capitol Mall. They actually have shut that one down and moved to a smaller location, which is very small. There's some tables in there, but there's not really any room for people to eat. So, but I feel like I'm kind of just bitching more about the changes than anything else. Which I mean, I have a reason to. They fucking suck. They take the whole thing away from the whole restaurant business. But let's talk about the actual buffets, which is what I need to be talking about. I'm gonna say this. I'll say the buffets actually aren't too bad. I was reading I kind of was just going off of a price online because I'm like, I don't go to Pizza Hut much, and I'm like I mean a lot of them in my area the buffets are gone and all that anyways. They can't even go to like a buffet anymore. There are some that they remodel. Like I said, they remodeled them, but they kept the buffets and all that in there, which I like. But a lot of them, yeah, they're kind of going to a cheaper location, all that, which again is probably driving away their customers. But I digress. But I will say I like to go to the restaurants and get some pasta, like when they have like buffets. And I was reading they're like $7, which is not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal at all. Compared to their other crap, which is really expensive. It's really expensive. I'll say their buffets are like really small and not really, too bad, They really are nice. We had one in Holt Summit that had a buffet, but I think they got rid of that one because of the COVID, which is the whole reason why I thought they were getting rid of the buffets because of the COVID, But no, apparently they've been doing this since 2014 is what I saw. Because as you guys see up there, it says 1992. I was literally struggling to find an exact date. I was just like, I'm just going to go with 1992. Because people are saying the early 90s and all that, or 90s in general. And I'm like, well, that part I wasn't struggling with. I was struggling trying to find when they exactly opened so I could get a comparison. It looks like they opened in, I think it was the 50s, I believe, is when they opened. Which is crazy. But I'm just again, I don't know. It doesn't make much sense for me with the buffets and all. It doesn't make much sense. I feel like they should have been open before that because, honestly, for a long time, I don't think they changed the restaurant looks that much. They really have not. I think they kind of, they've been trying to keep it kind of the same and all that. Like, you got the whole carpet thing and all that. Kind of like an old school restaurant had. Apparently, they used to have arcades in the Pizza Huts too, is what I've heard. They had arcades in there. But over time, they've kind of gotten rid of the arcades and all that. And I'm like, I actually never got to experience that, so I don't know what the arcades were like. But I think they were probably a big thing with the buffets too, is you could get a bunch of food and all that. And I think Chuck E. Cheese has a buffet. I remember that they have a buffet. At least the one I went to, the buffet you can go to. But they have things the kids can do and all that. These Pizza Huts, they don't have anything the kids can do, because you can just sit down with your family and eat or have birthdays there and all that, which is kind of nice. But again, there's not really anything the kids can do to have fun, while they're eating, or their parents are trying to talk and to friends or something, or to each other, to keep the kids out of your hair, because kids, I mean, to be fair, when I was a kid, I was very wild and all that, I wanted to burn some energy off, But, yeah, I don't know, but I will say, the buffets themselves, yeah, they were a big part, I feel like, and, I will say they actually have not removed the buffets completely in the one in Holt Summit. They actually, I'm gonna say this, they actually didn't remove them, but they don't have the food in there. I don't think they're gonna put it back in there, is what I heard. I heard they're actually gonna remodel the location. And I was just like, I'm like, great, they're gonna take away this cool look and turn it into a shitty box looking location. But I look back at it, and I'll say the one in Fulton, they still have a buffet there. But I had to like travel quite a ways to get there. I walked to a lot of places, and at this time, it's too cold to be walking. I mean, heck, Missouri can't make up its mind if it's gonna snow or not. It's freezing now, but it can't make up its mind if it's gonna snow or not. I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. But they were like calling for like I think like over 2 feet of snow, and now they're not. I'm just like, I don't know, it's just so weird. But yeah, I will say, like I said, I will say this, that yeah, I think I think the whole thing with again, I will say I'm glad they remodeled it and at least kept the buffet in there. But yeah, they got rid of the whole carpet and all that. But they at least kept the buffet in there, because some of them just moved to like tiny locations and don't have buffets, so it feels like you're going to a Little Caesars or a Papa John's or something, where like it's just so damn small and all that. You literally cannot like you can't sit down and enjoy the food. I mean, there's still tables, at least to the one I went to. But there was one on the Boulevard too that I could have gone to as well. I don't think I've been to that one. Yeah, I haven't. It's like next door to the Burger King and all that. The other one, because they actually shut the play area one down too a long time ago. I was thinking they could have shut that down, because it's like I said, they do that. They either shut down a location and they remodel it and all, and start all over and like tear out the other location. But I think that one might have shut down, I think is what happened. I don't know, because I mean they did move a Burger King to a different location, but that one was still open for a couple years. So I don't think they would have just shut it down like that. But I don't know. I think maybe just it wasn't. Maybe it was one of them, because I mean Burger King was struggling. I think they are kind of still struggling, but not as bad. But they have shut down a lot of locations. It sucks that was the one that closed down. I mean the one by my dad's work did too, but still, I'm like, they should have kept it open. I thought that'd be kind of cool, because it had a play area in it and all that. It was so cool looking, but I don't know. But I will say I have not been into the other Pizza Hut next door to it, but that was another one that they closed down up there by my dad's work. It was a little further down. It was over by this Domino's and all that. They closed it down and all, and moved one by the Boulevard. They probably weren't getting enough business too. So they were like, let's fuck it. Let's move it to the Boulevard where people drive by. Which, I mean, in that case, it's kind of smart. But on the other hand, I'm like, again, you're taking away, the buffet and all. Which I don't know if that one had a buffet or not, because I was actually gonna go to that one with Delaney, but it closed already before I was able to go. I did get some video footage of the inside of it. I can't remember if I used my phone or my DS, but I did do that. But it was like a classic location and all that. But, yeah, I don't know. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to talk about with the buffet itself, because I'm going to need to let my dog in. It is cold out there. I mean, he has fur on him, but still, I don't want to leave him out there all night. Or like I wouldn't leave him out there all night regardless, because there's coyotes and all that out there. I mean, I wouldn't even let JT stay out there all night. And he actually, he didn't have a lot of fur on him, but still, I wouldn't have let him out. Like Seth, I wouldn't let him out there even in the summer. But I don't know. I don't know what else to really say about buffets. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just give it a score, because I think I am kind of rambling on. But I think I'm going to give it a good. And then I'm going to give it 85 points. Yeah, I'm going to say the reason why I'm going to give this 85 points in not like 120 or 100 is, I think the buffets were good, and honestly, I feel like they should keep them in there and all that. My biggest problem is, again, I'm not very a big pizza person. I mean, I can get pasta and all there too, but I don't think there's a whole lot of options, you can get from the buffet. But I feel like, yeah, they should have just kept the buffets or maybe added more options to the buffet, instead of just, like, again, tearing them out completely, because it's basically like what McDonald's did with fucking Ronald McDonald and his friends. You take away that, and it's not the same thing anymore. I mean, you can have the name and all that on there, but it's literally not the same thing, That's what I'm talking about with the whole Pizza Huts, the dine-in ones versus the ones where you carry them out. Those ones are just fucking cheap versions of them and all that, and you can't just sit around in them. You can't just sit around and all. I mean, there are tables, but they're not, like, as big, so you can't just have parties or something and or have a group of friends and hang out at a Pizza Hut, because they're fucking small now. But I will say they are, unlike McDonald's, at least it looks like they're keeping some of this shit open. They're remodeling them to, like, a gray-looking, or, gray/black looking look, which I don't care about. But that seems to be kind of the theme a lot of them are going to. I mean, you can see the whole tiles on this picture here. This is what, like, Burger King and all that used to look like. There were some locations that did have, a different look, even McDonald's, but most of them kind of stuck with this look on the floors and all that. But at least they were trying to keep they're trying to keep some of them open and just remodel them. Where McDonald's is just, they basically destroyed the restaurant. Like, they fucking destroyed it. Like, basically they took away all the shit that made it so cool, it's not colorful anymore. There's no characters anymore. I mean, I think Pizza Hut used to have a mascot too that I'm aware of, but I don't know what happened to him. Like, he's gone though. I don't know what happened to but I noticed that he was on the buildings and all that. So, they changed the buildings up a little bit, but they still kept it pretty much the same. But, like I said before, it's just like, again, like, you're basically taking away something that, and the whole experience that makes your restaurant so, unique. And I'm pretty sure this is probably one of the reasons why people are not, why they're not eating at a restaurant anymore. The same thing goes with, McDonald's too. McDonald's, they got good food, but I'm like, you can get good food, or you can just go through the drive-thru and just get it to go. I'm like, why go sit inside of a boring restaurant or something? Just go to the fucking drive-thru and get, the shit that way. I'm just like, I don't get it. I'm just like, pardon me my language, but I'm serious. I'm just like, I don't get why the restaurants don't get this. Even the pricing is just bad on Pizza Hut too. Pizza Hut's it's not very cheap to eat at Pizza Hut. It's not, like, expensive, but for what you're getting offered anymore, I'm like, it's not worth it, It's just not worth it. I would say McDonald's in this case is better. Even if you ignore the pizza and all that, even for somebody who likes pizza, I'm like, you could get probably more food, I guess whole pizza could fill somebody up, but again, I'm like, you could go to a McDonald's and probably get more than that. And I'm not saying, because McDonald's is probably worse than pizza. McDonald's is just, their food's not bad. Like, I'll go there to get their food, but, like, everything else about their restaurant anymore, it sucks. Like, it is just awful. I did do a re-review on it, on the restaurant, kind of praising it, how they're actually bringing back old characters and all that, but it feels like they're kind of going back and just getting rid of them again, So I'm just like, I don't know, I feel like that video, I'm praising that they're actually doing something right, and now they're going back to this, I'm just like, at least some of these restaurants are learning. Even Burger King's fucking learning. Burger King's kicking their ass. I think they're shutting a lot of locations down, but they're learning. McDonald's is kind of like the Disney of, restaurants. Like, they're too stubborn. All they care about is money and all that. They don't care about pleasing their fans and all that. That's the problem. You can only do so much. With Disney's a corporation, that makes movies on McDonald's. All they have are the restaurants. They don't have a theme park or anything. I heard they used to. I don't know if that was true or not, or if it's still there and it's just abandoned. I heard there's like Nickelodeon had a abandoned theme park people visited, just sitting there abandoned, which is kind of cool. I mean, it would be cool if it was still around, but same with McDonald's. But that's my thing, though. I'm like, if you change up something and too much and take it away, take up something big away, it's gonna drive away your customers. And I mean, pricing's not gonna help, but that's only gonna do so much. And that's the problem. I mean, with like Pizza Hut, they're taking away the buffets, the dining room experience. I'm like, that takes away the whole point of going to Pizza Hut. I mean, I'm gonna go to Pizza Hut and grab some pizza or some wings or something like I do. Because their wings are pretty good. But I'm like, but like, why would I want to, sit in a restaurant or something if you're just gonna take away everything that's cool about it? And I mean, they're probably going to these smaller locations too because they're losing money. But like I said, cutting costs isn't gonna do anything if you're just gonna again take away what made it so cool in the first place, And I'm actually waiting for McDonald's to end up like this. You can say McDonald's won't end up like this. McDonald's is the number one fast food place around the world. I mean, they used to be, but I'm like, if they keep going the way they are, they're probably going to end up like Pizza Hut. They're going to start closing down a shit ton of locations and all that, and, they could become a thing in the past, and that's not a good thing. You want your businesses to do well. Yeah, before I let this video go, I need to get my dog inside and get my video ready for New Year's. I do want to say, I was actually thinking, I was curious, I'm looking up, designs and all that for, restaurants and all that. Apparently they want you to go to college and all for, 4 years and all that just to freaking design buildings, or even, I mean design it, pick out art and all that. You gotta go to 4 years for that. I'm like, I'm not paying for that. Because I thought about that. I thought about, maybe I can, give these restaurants some ideas to get them back on track, but especially McDonald's, because McDonald's, like I said, they have no theme anymore. I mean, they really didn't have much of a theme before that, but they had their cool-looking roofs and all that with their, French fry gutters and all that. That was pretty cool, and now they're even tearing down their tourist attraction locations, which is really stupid and makes me question, what's wrong with McDonald's and their managers' minds? What's wrong with them, I'm like, you're gonna take away, the cool animal-themed, McDonald's, or, the freaking Happy Meal box one in Texas. You're gonna tear those ones down? They also tore down the world's oldest McDonald's. They tore that down too, which that one could maybe because maybe it was falling apart, but it felt more like they just want to be more corporate and don't care about nostalgic and keeping fans happy, and that's the problem. Even in Florida, they tore down the original McDonald's. They tore it down, the world's biggest one. They tore it down, and they built one right next door to it. Like I was talking about with what they do at Pizza Hut and all that. But again, this was a tourist attraction one, where Pizza Hut, in Jeff, was just a random Pizza Hut. This was a tourist attraction. They tore it down and all that, and it had French fries and all that on the building and all that stuck out. It was really cool. I think it had other stuff in it too. I kind of forgot, but they tore it down and built one next to it. At least it's still cool. But I'm again, they tore down a better looking one, and then just to make it cheaper. I don't understand that. And they want to have the guts to say they can't, they want to save the environment. I'm saving the environment, stop tearing down your damn fancy locations and just leave them fucking be, Because they did the same thing in Texas. They got rid of the animal one and then the Happy Meal one. I don't know about the Happy Meal one. Then they tore it. Then they redid it. I don't know if it's the same building or not. The one in Holt Summit where they remodeled that too for some stupid reason. But they did remove the one over, they did tear down the animal one, and there's even pictures of it being demolished, and they built one right next door. And I'm just again, again, you're getting rid of you're taking away, fans and all. I guess that's the reason why people want to go to Texas, is to see something cool like that, and you're giving giving it up. I mean, even like there's even like McDonald's that there was like a green roof one, a few of those. I hear they closed down the last one. I'm not sure if it's still true, but you know, McDonald's usually they had like either the mustard looking roof ones, which I felt like just looked like normal. They looked more like just brown roofs to me. And then they had the red roof ones, but they had some that were like silver looking, like, or like, you know, with like French fry roofs on there, or they had actually, you know, like the green roof ones, which were very rare. But they tore those down too. They tore them down and all that too. You know, they're just gonna demolish. They don't even leave them abandoned. I'm like, come on, other people can move into the restaurants and take over, but we're just gonna tear them down anyway. I don't get it. I just don't freaking get it. And they're probably doing it too to save money, you know, because I'm like, they probably have to or like, I don't really know. Do they have to like spend money to like somebody else use the restaurant? I don't really know. They could just sell it off and make more money that way. I don't know. It's just, again, this whole fast food thing makes no sense. I mean, Burger King's doing the same thing too. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get the whole concept of this damn thing. I mean, I just don't get it. But I'm hoping maybe like eventually something will get to them and they'll realize what they do. But sometimes corporations are too stubborn to even realize that. But I mean, Burger King's bringing back their old logo. They brought back their old like fancy, you know, like BK commercial, which was pretty catchy. A lot of people say the one in the '90s was better, but I don't know. I listened to the one in the '90s and I'm like, I don't know. I think the one in the new one's kind of better. The logo itself actually is actually, I think, better than the old other one, and that's the one I grew up with. The circle one, that's the one I grew up with. I think it was a cool logo too, but I kind of like it looking more like a sandwich, you know, because I don't know what the other logo was, but they're starting to switch those out too, so they're probably going to eventually, like, almost all the Burger Kings, maybe all of them might eventually go to that one. I don't know. But I will say that with Burger King and all that, they are bringing back that stuff. But yeah, I'll say that the one in the '90s, yeah, the music and all that was so much. It was just a little too much. Like the song went a little too hard. Where this one is just a simple music and all that. But like I don't know. But it feels like they're going more into like an actual song, like you would hear on an album. This just feels like a quick commercial, you know. So I'm not really upset about that, but maybe some people have different opinions. But I don't know. The fact is that they're doing all this, and Pizza Hut seems like they're starting to kind of go back to this too, because they are actually bringing back they brought back their old logo too. So I just don't know if they're gonna. A lot of these are gonna learn their lessons, and if they do, it's gonna take them too long, and it's gonna end up ruining their business and their reputation and all that as a company. But I don't know. I feel like I've kind of gone on along about this. I need to let my dog in, so I'm gonna do that. Any of you guys, see you all later. Bye bye.